Hello children, welcome to e-learning class. Myself Kusum Mishra and today we are going to study Chapter 3 The Gift of Magi. Let's start the story. The story begins on Christmas Eve with Della lamenting the fact that she has only saved $1.87 despite months of pinching pennies at the grocer, butcher, and vegetable man. 3 times Della counted it $1.87. Christmas is only a day away, and for a Christmas present, Della hardly have any money left. Della cried because she had very little money to translate her dream into action, and she did not know what to do. Della stopped crying and dried her face, but is still at a loss for how she might buy a Christmas present worthy of Jim. She stood by the window and looked out. They are quite poor, and recently Jim has had his salary cut back to only $20 a week from. $20 a week doesn't go far. Expenses had been greater than she had calculated. Suddenly, Della turned from window and stood before the glass mirror and looked at herself. Here the narrator describes the couple's most prized possessions. Della's long brown hair that falls below her knees and Jim's gold watch that was passed down from his grandfather. He compares these items to King Solomon's treasures and the Queen of Sheba's jewels. So now Della's beautiful hair fell about her, shining like the small waves of brown waterfall. It made itself almost like a covering for her. And then quickly she put it up again. She put on her old brown jacket and old brown hat with a quick motion and brightness still in her eyes. Della runs downstairs onto the street where she finds a hair shop run by a Madame Sofronie. Della ran up the steps to the shop out of breath. After a brief exchange during which Madame evaluates Della's hair, Della sells her long hair for $20. Della spends the next 2 hours looking for a perfect present for Jim. She decides finally on a simple platinum fob chain for Jim's watch. Comparing the watch's lack of ornamentation and value to Jim's personality, which is equally quite valuable. She gave the shopkeeper $21 and she hurried home with the 87 cents that was left. When Della arrived home, she began to repair what was left at her hair. The hair had been ruined by her love and her desire to give a special gift. Repairing the damage was a very big job. Della started to prepare dinner for Jim. At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was on the back of the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. She was worried that Jim will be shocked when he will see her with all her beautiful hair cut off. Della had the silver chain in her hand and sat near the door. Jim was never late. Then she heard his steps on the stairs, and she turned white for just a moment. She said a little prayer, hoping that Jim will still find her pretty without her long hair. The door opened and Jim stepped in, and closed it. Poor man. Jim was only 22. He needed a new coat and gloves to keep his hand warm. Jim stopped inside the door. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and he was staring at Della's hair with a strange expression. Della ran to Jim and told him that she had her hair cut and sold in order to buy him a Christmas present. Jim continued to stare, and Della repeated that her hair is gone, but that her love for him is immeasurable. Jim finally moves, giving Della a hug and throwing a packet on the table. He reassured her that no haircut could make him like her any less, but that he was shocked because of the present he bought for her. Della opened the packet to find the beautiful combs for her hair. She had seen them in a shop before, but they were so expensive. How was Jim able to afford them? Suddenly, she remembers Jim's present. She pulled out the watch chain and asked to see Jim's watch so that she might try the chain on it. Jim flopped down on the couch and smiled and said that they should put their presents away before admitting that he sold the watch to buy the combs for Della. They decided to have dinner, and the narrator sums up the story with a little paragraph on the magi. The magi who brought present for Jesus Christ after he was born. Narrator describes them as wise men who invented the art of giving Christmas presents, and he compares Jim and Della to the magi, saying that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the magi. Children, I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you.